Top of the morning, y'all. It's the agitator. That's right, man. I gotta get y'all before the sunrise. Man, it's before the sunrise. I was gonna wait, but work is work, y'all. I need to get to work, so I need to get this out. Man, I saw a commercial the other day, with the whole LGBTQ cult has officially taken over all social media, and they control cancel culture. So if you expose them from their origin, which now I am going to do, because I'm the agitator and I come to agitate you. So let's start it off with this, right? Y'all won't believe it, man. Saw the commercial. The commercial showed transsexual men identifying as transsexual men, right? They may have a mangina, they may not have a mangina. Bing bang may not be clipped, may be clipped. But they said in the commercial that they identify as man. It's enough in the LGBTQ that the T's are trying to take rights from the L's. And then, what are the L's gonna say? Because now you have T's who are men who want to be a woman, and then they're taking the rights that the women had. Now you do have some women that say, forget the women's rights, or whatever, and they have no dog in this race. So, for those who are concerned about women's rights in the long fight, look into all the women that had to fight for women's rights, man. This transgender cancel culture movement is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We used to call them transvestites. If you call them a transvestite, they will literally cite you as violent and harmful. It's ridiculous. On my Twitter page, account, whatever y'all want to call that nonsense, I put that the LGBTQ is a satanic cult, which it is. I can expose it, and that's what I'm going to do, because that's what I do here. I agitate you. All right. Transgender versus transsexual. It's going down, y'all. The battle begins. I'm going to enjoy it. It's like the Republicans watching the Democrats fight Cuomo to resign. Go at it. Enjoy. Have fun. Don't care. But I came to agitate, and I'm going to agitate you. So, hey, gotta deal with it. All right. Where we at? Alright, go arrow. That's this way. So, I have another one. Another very touchy topic. There's another theory that comes out every day, probably now. They probably have theories out the yin yang today. But okay. So there's another theory. I have no respect for theories, y'all. I have no respect for educated guesses at all. I don't care about your educated guess, because I come to agitate your guess. All right. So there's this theory called critical race theory. Now, I haven't looked into it too much, so I'm gonna do a follow-up on this one. I'm gonna do a follow-up on critical race theory. I have no respect for theories, so I don't know. But critical race theory, basically, everything in the social norms, basically the social construct, is based upon white privilege and all that type of stuff. in white supremacy. I'm going to tell you, that is absolute bull. Absolute bull. There is no such thing as white supremacy. All right? Just because all of you are people who were unfortunate to have parents that did not have that knowledge passed down on how to raise a family and how to teach children how to manage money, how to manage their social life, how to balance their social life, what's important, what's not important, how to make sure that things that are important is the focus in life. There's a whole generation that dropped the ball on that. I understand. I'm part of that generation that dropped that ball. Well, in fact, I'm the ball that was dropped. That's why they call this Generation X. So critical race theory basically makes people irresponsible for, not being successful. Your success is based upon what you put in. You put in the effort for your success. It has nothing to do with your color, your identity crisis, gender. Has nothing to do with any of those things at all. So, critical race theory. Now, if they want to address that, bank loans were always denied to people of color. But if somebody of color came, approached the bank and they were in good standings, as in good credit, and had a credit line, there's no way that they can be denied these loans. So if you have a situation like that where the loans has been denied and all these good things, stuff like that. I understand. Or, the overprivileged thing, which is just very unfortunate. It's one of those unfortunate things. Let me see, it's getting hot. It's getting a little hot. Excuse me, y'all. Okay, so the Karens that women can point, scream rape, and you go to jail. 100 years ago, women point, scream rape, you get hung from a tree. So I understand that, but that's not critical race theory. All right, this critiquing is critical race theory. So instead of improving the impoverished society of people of color, which I so happen to be genetically associated with, man, male, boy, by the way, or boy, male, man, or whatever. Yeah. So anyway, there are some things that need to be addressed about this, but they're being addressed and they're doing it in the wrong way. We need to address the mishap in the family, in the home, the teachings. I've had friends where their parents it's crazy. When you have a mother influencing you to steal, when you're smoking marijuana in the house and you're 13 or 14 years old and you're drinking and you're having sex and you're doing all the things that are ways that people live unhealthy lifestyle, which is unhealthy, spiritually filthy. It's so many different ways to say that. It's not more like a religious point, it's just moral. There it is. The moral standing is horrible in the homes and situations. Now, we can complain about how people have been put in a position, projects and all this, and living in crime-stricken neighborhoods where the criminals run everything and everybody has to go by that. And You can't get a job. I complained about a lot of this stuff. In fact, 5-10 years ago, I talked about a lot of these things, and I explained that it's not white supremacy. You can't use white anyway. There's no white people. There's no people walking around color of my beanie. There's no people walking around the color of my eyeball. So we have to address what's really going on. And I'm going to blow your mind, because the same people who are behind promoting critical race theory are actually the people who have been doing the most oppression to people of color. And those are the people who identify as Ashkenaz or Khazarian. And I have to say it in that way to protect myself from cancel culture and being flagged or whatever, So you have a group of people who control sports, who control music, and control all major careers that have any type of commerce connections with advertisement and television networks, any and everywhere, period. They control all that stuff. So instead of addressing the pseudo educated guess called critical race theory, we need to address the people who are really in position of what you can call supremacy. It's not supremacy, because supremacy means that, I'm not even going to the supremacy thing. It's not supremacy, okay? It's called racism. That's right. That's what it's called. It's just racism, y'all. It's a group of people who are called Ashkenaz Khazarian, who control all forms of making, well, not forms of making money, major, anything that's in public, anything that's on television, anything that has advertisement, anything that will be seen by the world. If you want to be seen by the world, known by the world, or social media, to movies and acting and all that stuff. That's why we have cancel culture. So anyway, instead of us doing this nonsense called critical race theory, we need to do critical racism. We got to put a word after that. Obviously, we're not going to do critical racism. So, critical race theory is very pseudo. I don't know what person invented it, but it's pseudo. And I'm going to let you know that now. We need to address the people who are forcing people of color. Let's go back. Let's do this real quick, y'all. Let's do this real quick before I get to work. Okay, so you have a group of people who lived in the 19th century who are called black or people of color. And coming out of the 19th century, in the late 19th century, they were forced in the churches to promote one specific book. Not getting all into the religious stuff. After this book, when the people who controlled the area, the neighborhood, in the church, with this book, then they pushed education on us. Now, you can look into the Society for the Diffusion of Useful Knowledge, and you get all the details on that. I love my matcha green tea latte. So, the Society for Diffusion of Useful Knowledge created the school system, and then they waited until they created a school system that would build people to work for them. So they forced us with education. So you had men who were teaching their children everything that they knew. So you had boys that were growing up, learning everything that their father taught them, becoming friends with other people, trading trades, learning their attributions from their father. This is creating a father-son apprenticeship type of thing. This was majority, if not all, people of color who you call black were this. in the 19th century. Yeah, we got a lot of little stuff I'm going to break down on this channel. I come here to agitate you, and you will be agitated. So, they were forced to put this school system, pre-K, kindergarten to 12th grade, and then from there, you have the schools. So in order for you to break out of the Society for Diffusion of Useful Knowledge, which is a school, high school that you get a high school diploma and you go out and get a job. That job is based on that system of SDUK. Then, if you want to take it a step further, you have to become a liberal. You understand? Not just liberal. You have to become a liberal Democrat. In order for you to operate in the fraternal sorority lifestyle of today, in order to be successful, you're going to have to openly be a liberal Democrat. Even if you're a moderate conservative, not even Republican, or even if you are Republican, you're going to have to keep that a secret. You have to bite the bullet. And that lets you know, this whole Republican Democrat stuff, that lets you know what people are oppressing. So instead of critical race theory, we need to do a critical Democrat theory. Peace. You have been agitated. Yeah, right in your damn eyeball.